This is day 177 of Zohar Pshat, and we are talking about the Vitzura, the Platonic idea of forms. And we talked about Basar Shor last, and that was the lower level on the Sitra of the Kedusha. Now we're going to go on to the Sitra Achra, and that is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 lines down on Chafam and base. Kigam no b'sitra achra, to lo kadisha, the similar manner on the other side, which is not holy. Who would dispatch b'shar amin of the avodas kochavim mazalos, the spirit which extends to other nations which are idolaters. Now, we have to understand that in Kabbalah there is denigration of other nations besides the Jews, and many of us are not comfortable with that, myself included. I don't like the denigration of other nations if they are upstanding citizens of the world, and so on and so forth. But so therefore, for our purposes, even though it might not be Pshat in the Zohar, we're going to learn that we're talking about specifically here degraded nations. As he says, Sharmin over the avodas komikov masalos, which simply means not non-Jews who keep Shabbat mitzvahs, and it can be Chachmei and Chasidi umas olam. But other nations which are degraded nations, Nafka Misitra Lo Kadisha, they come out of the side which is not holy. Lav Iu Adam, they're not considered to be Adam. Because I'll say Tem Krim Adam. So Vigin Kach Lo Slik Bishma Da. Well, I should say Begins Kach Lo Slik Bishma. Therefore, they don't have that name. It's not. They don't have the concept Basar Adam. The idea is that they don't have that, they don't misyaches to Adam because they don't have internal to their basar the form of Adam. Because of their degraded state. This name of that Ruach Tameh lo sleep b'shma Adam. It doesn't come up with the name Adam. But leis bechulka, it has no portion in the name Adam. Gufa delay, its body, levusha dau tame, a levush, which is tame because of their degraded situation, they're being of the kochad mazalos. Basar tame kare, it's called basar tame. Yitma basar. I'm not sure to punctuate that. I think it's basar tame yitma perhaps. Lego basar levusha delay. It's tame. And it's metame inside the basar, which is the busha delay, and therefore it can't be called. Vush can't be called basar adam. Begin kach ba'od rucha bahu gufa, and therefore while the spirit is in that that spirit from the sitra achra is shayra in a guf is kare tame. It's called tame. It's called basar tame, so to speak. Although we don't have such a reference in Tanakh, as far as I know, but that is the idea, that it's not Basar Adam, it's Basar Tame. So therefore, ironically enough, when a Jew dies, and we're left just with the Basar, without the Adam, right, then the Basar is Metame. There's a Tumas Aguf, and the two not just Tumas Aguf, but also Tumas Oel. A Tumah which this body creates an Oel Mace. A non-Jew who dies is it's not metame according to the overwhelming majority of poskim. It's not metame but tumas oel. So that is according to Zohar Kodesh. Interestingly, because since the body while it's alive is tame, so therefore when it's dead it also retains it doesn't go to a different madrega of tumah. It's basically the principle of the higher it is, the Jewish body, when the lower it falls, when the neshama, the tzura departs, so therefore the chomer is more matame, and acquires the status of being matame, not just tam tum, but also tumas oel. Since the basar of the non-Jew, and here we're including regardless of their stature in terms of their being over kochad mazalos or not. Since they were not in the same status, didn't have that higher stature when they were alive, they don't fall as far when they're dead. and therefore they're not metame tumas oil. So therefore, nafa grucha meu levusha, when the ruach leaves that levush, lavi ketame. It's not called tame. Below sali kahu levusha bishma, and again that levush doesn't have the shame. And I think he's referring back to what he said before. It's repeating it. It doesn't have the shame Adam beforehand, Besar Adam, so therefore it was really Basar Tame B'chiyuso, and it remains with the same says Basar Tame, not changed B'moisoi, in its death. In its death. Then the then we're going to go on next to non-kosher animals and their ruach. Like I said, again, it could be the Pshat and the Zohar is that Ogoim come to Sitra Achra. And not just ones that are Ovichol and Mazal. Also, certainly the idea of not being Tomei, but Tomei to Masoil applies by all Goyim, not just by the ones that are Ovichol and Mazalos. As I said, that makes me uncomfortable. So it's easier for me to latch on to what it says, Ovichol and Mazalos, as being the issue here. And this would not apply necessarily, even though the halachic status applies to non-Jewish corpses, and the halachas are different about non-Jewish corpses than the halachas for Jewish corpses. But I would not necessarily understand as a result, because the halachas are not necessarily always the same as the thought behind the halacha, and that the halacha doesn't reflect certain nuances which one could find in the thought behind the halacha. So therefore, one could still, because it threw in at the beginning of the Zohar the who are either Kavim Mazos, it could be that we don't differentiate. But really, this Zohar, which is talking about the Ruach from Sitra Achra, is talking about the Neshama, or even the Ruach, I should say, because the Neshama is a whole different issue. The Ruach of a non-Jew who is wicked or degraded, they are an example where there is no Ruach, which then has the Levush of Kedusha, and that's why the Levush does not change, where it's not a Levush, of Ruach of Kedusha, and the Levush therefore is not changed when the Ruach leaves it, because the change is not that drastic. Okay, we'll stop here for today.